back. So I was going to give you guys a video last week that wasn't the Comic-Con vlog. I had it all recorded. It was amazing. Editing went phenomenally. Went to export the file and the last 10 minutes of footage was corrupted. The video was half an hour long and I couldn't post it because for some reason the last 10 minutes of footage just disappeared. It was corrupted. I don't know what went wrong with it, but I couldn't upload it and it was an absolute fucking disaster. I spent ages recording that video for you guys and it absolutely devastated me that I couldn't post it. But there is a silver lining because it made me realize that I didn't do a tier list video in nearly a year and I feel like I should really bring those back. So taking elements from the video that I was meant to post and a tier list, today's video is a tier list based on the Big Bang Theory characters. Now, Big Bang Theory, sitcom centered around an entire friend group. Oh god, hang on. There we go, that's better. I was probably out of focus for like the entire intro, but we're not going to talk about it, it's fine. Anyways, what the video was that I was going to post was why each of the Big Bang Theory characters are actually the worst. So I thought it'd be fun to make a tier list, which is me putting each of the Big Bang Theory characters into a tier based on how much I would want to be friends with them. I feel like no one is going to be... I don't want to be friends with any of them. I don't think I do, if I'm honest with you guys. How this is going to work, A tier is I want to be their friend. F tier, I wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire. Forget it. That is how that is how we're doing this, guys. Such drastic opposites, I know, but you know what? It's a bit of fun and it's been a while since I did a tier list. So you know what? Let's get straight into it. But before I do that, it is really warm in here, so I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna start with the guys and then we're gonna move on to the girls. So, starting off with the guys. First off, we're going to start with Leonard Hofstadter, possibly like the main character of the friend group if I was to guess, because like a lot of the plot is centered around him, especially like the early seasons, especially between him and Penny. It's kind of like a will they, won't they kind of situation, kind of like they're the Ross and Rachel of the friend group. Even though I don't agree with Ross and Rachel in the slightest, I hate Ross so much, and honestly he is... I have such a hatred for Ross Geller, it's not even funny. I'll get into that at another time. Leonard Hofstadter. Starting off with, he really plays into like the nice guy kind of thing. It's like, oh, I'm such a nice guy, like why won't you like me? I'm such a nice guy. I do not have time for this. None of my friends are like that. All of my male friends are grown men who do not act like that. And if any of them turned out to act like that in front of me, adios, not happening. He's really condescending towards Penny, especially when it comes to her intelligence, and like he's super insecure in their relationship. Like one thing that really stuck out to me was the fact that Penny was doing a college course and like she was doing a project with a partner, you know, because you know it's college, you sometimes have to do group projects, it happens, and she was partnered up with a guy. Leonard took such an issue with that. He could not deal with the fact that Penny was partnered up with a guy, and he literally said he would rather have her fail the class than her partner up with a guy. Insane. Insanity. Insecure, condescending. It's icky. It's icky. But he is not the worst in this friend group. Oh no. But for Leonard, I think I'm gonna... This is gonna be such a hard video for me to record. I think I'm going to put him in the C tier. Because I feel like if I was friends with him, I'd be able to kind of like train that out of him. But yeah, hypothetical. So I'm gonna put him in the C tier. He's not the worst, not the best. He's whatever. Moving on to Sheldon Cooper. Now, it's not necessarily a problem I have with Sheldon's character, but it's very clearly framed that Sheldon was supposed to be autistic, but I know it's an absolute terrible representation of autism. I know a lot of autistic people, a lot of my friends have autism, like even members of my own family have autism, and it's nothing like that. And even if they do have like, you know, similar things that they do similar to Sheldon. It's nothing like that. It's not like, I know it's a TV show and they obviously play it up for comedy and all that stuff, but like it's still terrible. Like, for example, like Sheldon's really sexist. They frame it in the show that he doesn't know what he's saying. He doesn't know what he means by that. And I'm like, no, still doesn't excuse it. It's But yeah, he's openly sexist and it's no. He talks down to Penny and Leonard. He basically talks down to everyone because he thinks he's smarter than everyone else. Like, yeah, maybe he is the smartest person in the room, but he's so condescending about it that it actually makes me like, it actually makes me viscerally angry. Like, when we watch this show, like, I have like a visceral reaction when he does it, especially like towards Penny, because you know, because Penny's meant to be the average person. Like, she is like the normal person, because like, you know, the rest of them are super smart and stuff, but Penny is the average person. The way he talks down to her, like, Penny's not stupid. She is not stupid in the slightest, she's just average intelligence. But the way he talks down to her is inexcusable. It is actually kind of disgusting and I hate it so much. I'm not just pulling these things out of like thin air either. Like, for the video that didn't get posted, I had like a list of all the shitty things that these characters did, and I was pulling from that list, but I actually ended up deleting that list from my phone because, you know, I thought, oh yeah, the footage is fine. It was not fine. So I'm just going from memory. So I apologize if there are some inaccuracies here. Another thing Sheldon did, now this, if I was his friend, would really bother me. Sheldon disappeared for like a month or so to clear his head after things went tits up for him. He fell out of love with his job and like all that kind of stuff. He traveled a bit to clear his head. Fine. Wouldn't be thrilled that like my friend's like, hey, I'm gone for a month, bye. I'm like, alright, cool. I didn't hear from him. Ugh. No. But he calls up Leonard to come get him after he gets mugged and he loses all his stuff, and Amy goes with him. Amy's his girlfriend. He sees Amy, doesn't even say hi to her. All he says is, why did you come? Excuse me? They drove like 5 or 6, several hours to come get him because he got mugged. And the first thing he says to his girlfriend is like, why did you come? Not even a hello, nothing. Hello, you're a terrible person. And the only other thing he says to her is shotgun, because he wants to sit in the front. No, I could not be dealing with this. Insulting my intelligence is one thing. I don't stand for that, and I've had people do that to me in the past. Never do that to someone, because fuck you, you're a shit person if you do that. But if my boyfriend did that to me, what Sheldon did to Amy, oh, I don't think he'd live to tell the tale. Oh my god, I'm actually getting rage baited by the show. This is insane. Okay, but anyways, to put Sheldon into a category, he is, I think I'm gonna be putting him in the D tier. D tier because they frame it in a way that he doesn't mean it and he doesn't know what he's saying, but it's still inexcusable, so D it is. Moving on, we have Raj. Oh boy, this one's a doozy. Raj reeks of desperation. He really, really does. And he's constantly like, oh, I'm so lonely, blah, 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 blah. But then he starts dating a girl and it's like, he actually started dating two girls at the same time. He's like, oh yeah, I have 2 girlfriends, like it's so hard, I'm exhausted, I'm having so much sex. No, we're not doing this. Just, his bragging is insane. Fucking insane. I actually couldn't do this. That's one thing. Another thing he did is he spilled absolutely every single embarrassing story about Howard at his bachelor party when he was making a speech. Now, I will say, I'm all for, like, you know, making funny speeches at bachelor parties, weddings and stuff, but you know, you don't spill every embarrassing secret about that person that you're making the speech with, because you know, that's fucking mean, and like, you know, you don't do that to your friends. But Raj, no qualms about that. He went and exposed every single dirty little secret that Howard ever told him. Insane. You don't do that to your friends. It is... no. Another thing he did, making fun of his friend Howard. Howard had an embarrassing encounter with Raj's girlfriend at the time, Emily. Something about they met before, it was an embarrassing situation, whatever. Howard explained the story to everyone at the table, and then Raj went out of his way to tell everyone that they work with about that embarrassing situation, and then the nicknames started flying and he became known as that person, which is, you know, you don't do that to your friends. Like, I'm all for, like, you know, something embarrassing happens to me, I tell my closest friends and we all laugh about it, but like, if they go and tell other people, especially people that I work with, I'd actually have to quit my job and move, because like, it's different. Like, I don't want my coworkers knowing about my personal life, if you get me. It's strange, but like, he was a very bad friend for that, and I don't think I'd want to associate with someone that acts like that. It's actually insane. So where am I putting Raj? Like, given he doesn't do as bad like, he's not as bad as others, but what he does is still not great. It's really hard to say. I actually have no idea. I think he's gonna go in the D tier. Oh my god, there's a cat. There's a little black cat sitting on the wall. I'm gonna scream. Oh my god. Don't mind me, just gonna take a video of this for Brendan. He's at work. He needs to see this. Oh my god, there's a tractor outside. Sorry if you can hear that in the background noise, by the way. Anyways, yeah, I think he's gonna have to go in the D tier. Now, moving on to Howard. Howard is 100%, without argument, the worst person in this friend group. He is actually one of the worst human beings on this fucking earth, because like, just the things that he does is fucking disgusting. He's openly creepy all the time. Oh my god. I might have to close the door. This is a... Sir, do you mind? I'm trying to record a YouTube film here. Film? I'm trying to film a YouTube video here. Do you mind? I think I'm going to close this door. Hold on.
12 seconds later.
Anyways, as I was saying, he is very creepy towards all the girls in the show. He's been especially creepy towards Penny, and he objectifies her constantly, and he makes her super uncomfortable all the time. And as a woman, it's not nice being around someone like that, so ugh, no. He also decides to be super creepy when Penny was trying to watch America's Next Top Model on TV. He is super creepy towards the girls on the TV, and then he decides to use government, military, spy equipment to find the house that those models are staying in and goes there to harass them. Like, hello? What? Ew. Gross. He also crashes the Mars rover to impress a woman, canonically. Love that. Great. What else has he done? He is so openly and proud of being racist. The amount of racist jokes this man says and aims towards Raj in particular is actually kind of disgusting. I hate how Raj puts up with it. Yes, they do dial it back in the later seasons, but it's still not good. It's horrible, and like, it really, like, ugh, no. Like, I can't be around, so if someone's racist, I will instantly cut them off. That is like instant deal breaker. If like they're racist, homophobic, transphobic, any of that shit, you're gone. That's it. Bye. That's all I need to know about you. What else has he done? Oh yeah, he also lost his virginity to his cousin. So yeah. I think that there's enough said. So Howard, would I want to be his friend? Absolutely not. He is going in the F tier. I would not piss on him if he was on fire. Moving on to the girls. Let's start off with Penny. The thing about Penny is, one of my main issues with Penny is that she is really like condescending towards the boys for liking superhero stuff, sci-fi stuff, Star Wars, all that stuff. She's really condescending about it, and like, you know, she kind of makes fun of them a lot. She calls them sad a lot. Luckily they do dial it back in the later seasons, but like at the start it was kind of like, ugh, it was kind of, oh, Penny, there's no reason to be mean about it, because I love nerdy stuff. Like, I like a lot of the same stuff the boys like in this show. Like, I love cosplay, I like Star Wars. Like, there's a lot of stuff. I am a nerd at heart, and like, it just really bothered me when she called them all childish for liking it. What else? She was really mean towards Amy at the start when Amy first came to the show. Like, the writers were just trying to figure out what they're doing with Amy, and they kind of made her a female version of Sheldon. So so Penny actually made fun of her a lot for being socially inept, because Amy didn't have friends growing up, so obviously that would, you know, affect your, like, you know, social awareness and like how to act in certain social situations. So Penny tended to make fun of her for, like, you know, not understanding certain things, like, you know, slumber parties, all that kind of stuff. It was really mean, but like, luckily they kind of stopped that after about a season after Amy got introduced. So you know what, it's great. So, but it's not too bad, but it's still not great, if you get me. There's definitely more things that Penny has done, but I remember on my list there wasn't that many. I say there was maybe about 4 things, but I can't remember exactly what was there at the moment. But I think is that enough? I think that's enough for now. So, would I want to be friends with Penny? I actually think I would want to be friends with Penny. I think I would be pretty good friends with her. So I'm actually going to put her in the B tier. I think me and her would be pretty good friends. Moving on to Amy. I really like Amy as a character. She came so far since she was first introduced and all that stuff. But things that Amy has done. Amy was also really condescending towards the boys for liking comic books. So she is probably the most condescending out of all the girls towards the boys for like liking stuff, calls them childish and like pathetic and all that stuff, but like more so than Penny does. Penny in the later season, she kind of just doesn't care. She just accepted, like, hey, the guys are who they are and that's it. Amy, however, she is constantly like, yeah, it's so childish, how could they like this stuff, it's stupid, like, it's a lot of that. And like, you know, like I said, as a nerd, it's not fun. It's really not nice having your interests made fun of. Like, for the longest time I kept my interests to myself. I never told anyone about like my interests and stuff that I liked, because I was scared I'd be made fun of, and you know, it's not a nice thing. So the fact that Amy was so like condescending about it is, you know, it's not great. I'm so sorry guys, this is going to sound so biased, but I actually do not remember a lot of the stuff I wrote for Penny and Amy. But yeah, there wasn't actually that much stuff compared to Bernadette, which is the last character I'm going to be talking about. But yeah, for Amy, I think I'm going to put her in the B tier as well, just because I can't remember. But like, for what I remember from my list, she wasn't that bad at all. Now, last but definitely not least, we have Bernadette. Bernadette is easily the worst character out of the girls. It's actually insane. Bernadette is probably one of the meanest characters in the show. She's condescending towards the boys for liking their stuff, not as much as Amy was, but she's still really mean about it. She was really condescending towards Penny because of her intelligence and for being a slow reader. Amy is the same. That's actually another one that Amy had. Amy was a bit condescending towards Penny for being a slow reader, but I don't know, there's just something, just the way Bernadette talked about it, it was just, no, it was awful, not good. She also didn't tell Stuart, who is a valued member of the group, that she was pregnant. I don't know about you, but I tell all my friends that I'm pregnant, like if and when that happens. Like, you don't keep that from someone. Like, that's insane. Oh my god, why can't I remember a lot of this? Why can't I need to see, do I have this list? I feel like it has to be on my phone somewhere, or did I delete it? I would be so sad. Never mind, I still have it. Oh my gosh, never mind. Okay, let's see what Bernadette, let's see. Yeah, she knew Leonard cheated on Penny for 2 years and didn't tell Penny. She was insensitive when Penny's pig died and made jokes about eating him and like all that kind of stuff. Lied to Penny about having to work late at work so she didn't have to hang out with her and so she could hang out with Amy, just the two of them. Insane. She made fun of Amy for writing fan fiction. Again, as a creative person, being made fun of for the things that you do creatively is soul crushing. Like, I don't know if you guys remember this, but like there's an app called Videostar where you can make your own music videos, like songs that you have in your gallery. I loved doing it. I spent a lot of my free time doing it when I was like a kid. I loved it. I used to make them with my friends and all that stuff. And I remember one time I went to a sleepover at a friend's house and like, you know, one of the other girls, like I wasn't friends with her at the time, we had like a falling out or whatever. Oh no, sorry. One of the other girls there, she was like, oh my god, like remember like you used to make those video stars, haha. And I was like, yeah I do. Like she was like, oh my god, let's watch them. Like and she puts them on and I'm like, no, I was a kid, can we not watch this? Because like, you know, I was like 14, of course everything's embarrassing. But just being made fun of for things like that, it's just awful. I hate it so much. She also threw Amy under the bus for writing fan fiction because the girls were like making fun about the fact that Bernadette did pageantry when she's a kid. Not that embarrassing, but whatever. Blah blah blah, didn't tell her she was pregnant. Oh, she encouraged Amy to cheat on Sheldon. That's despicable. That is not your friend if someone tries to convince you to cheat on your boyfriend. Also, she made out with Howard in front of Amy after Amy had possibly the worst Valentine's Day ever. She drugged her husband without his consent because he wouldn't shut up about something. Yep. And she made fun of Amy's sex life because Amy's sex life isn't as active as hers. Insane. So, would I want to be friends with Bernadette? I don't think so. I absolutely do not think. She is scum. She is the worst kind of person. She belongs in the F tier next to her husband because they deserve each other. So there we have it. I hope you enjoyed me ruining the sitcom that you guys probably loved when you were teenagers by how shitty the characters actually are when you think about it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here and you like my vibe, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell button to be notified when I decide to create the internet with my presence again. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials. They will be down in the description, and I will see you guys really soon in the next video. Bye! I'm not bothered to go back and like read out all the shitty things that the lads did, but you get the point.